Oi lads, Watch Mojo here, and with the announcement of the director's cut on the horizon, I thought that would only be right if we covered 5 features / pieces of content which were originally in Borderlands 3 but for whatever reason got cut before release. Before we do so however, I do just want to clarify what I mean by cut content. This content was originally cut from the game for reasons which we don't know. By content I don't only mean things such as maps, raid bosses or weapons, but I also mean things like dialogue, UI, design, etc. You get the point. Alright, so now that we have that out the way, I do just want to point out that this list is in no particular order, and if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm more than happy to go over more cut features. Outro aside, let's get into the fucking Violent Puma top 5, baby. Coming in at number 5, we have a cut story. Yeah, the game was originally meant to start on Promethea and have a completely different narrative. One way to prove this is by going into the game files. If you type in zone_1, you get Promethea instead of Pandora. The zone and the number after it is meant to be the order of the planets. For whatever reason, Gearbox didn't change this, and I presume it's due to laziness, and there isn't much point to changing it honestly, but I digress. There's also multiple articles out there proving this. And with a cut story comes a cut villain, and yeah, Handsome Jack was originally meant to return in Borderlands 3. This was confirmed where Randy Varnell held a panel for Gearbox before the release of Borderlands 3 and said that Jack wasn't brought back as they didn't want to overuse him. Here, take a look for yourself.
I mean, it's everything. He's right in your face, he's really funny, he's really engaging, and he really does some things to mess up your world as you get invested in it. But we really had to think about this. By the way, I'm going to let you in on a little trade secret. When we first started writing the story for Borderlands 3, Handsome Jack was going to return as the villain. Even though we killed him in Borderlands 2, and he appeared again in the pre-sequel as kind of a doppelganger, playable character, and then Tales from the Borderlands, a holographic Jack. In fact, Handsome Jack's been around a lot for the last 7 years, and for a while, right at the beginning of Borderlands 3, we thought that we'll never make a villain that good. How can we ever make another Handsome Jack? We just need to use him again and find a way for him to be alive again and come back and all that. And then there was this really great fan video. It was about 2 years ago, came out and said, 7 things we don't want to see in Borderlands 3. And I think number 2 and number 3 was Handsome Jack. So we listened.
Yeah, thanks GameRanks, very cool, thank you dude. Also there are cut voice lines still in the game files where we can hear Maya directly talking to Krieg on Skywell. So this area was going to have a completely different approach. Here, have a listen.
Krieg, I need you to do this for me. Show the Vault Hunter the way, then we'll catch up. That sound good, big guy? Well, the universe provides in mysterious ways. Or something. Krieg, can you get us closer to the laser controls? Vault Hunter, you can trust Krieg. But if he offers you something to eat, don't. Catch up with you later. You must have made an impression on Krieg, Vault Hunter. He said to tell you he'd be your ribcage spelunker any day. Burnt turkey. Oh, the Firehawk. He's saying Lilith ordered him to infiltrate the COV, but he got captured by this Chief Crushja.
A different actor for Lilith takes the number 4 spot. This is in reference to Lilith speaking to you when she's a siren. In Borderlands 3, when Lilith or Tannis speak to you, they are in a live action form and a real person plays them. Originally, Lilith had a completely different actor, and I think it might be the actor she had in Borderlands 2. However, for whatever reason, this got changed in the final product. The original Lilith actor can be found in the Borderlands 3 gameplay reveal, and I'll be honest, this looks much better compared to what we have now. Claiming the number 3 spot are cut maps for the Handsome Jackpot. Don't get me wrong, the Handsome Jackpot is definitely one of my favourite DLCs out there, but this would have been awesome to see. Now from my knowledge, these maps got cut pretty early in development, and what you're looking at right now is concept art for 2 cut locations posted onto the ArtStation by David Thornton. Link to the source can be found in the description down below. One area is called the Depth Star, which shows some of the locations we were going to visit, one being Pharaoh Retreat and one being Pirate City. And now you can see what I assume was meant to be Pirate City but got renamed to Pirate Land, and it does seem to look interesting to say the least. There are multiple pictures for these areas, so if you're interested in looking more into it for yourself, and make sure to check out the sources in the description down below. Coming in at number 2, we have cut character designs. Now this is more like a cut idea rather than cut content, as these were never put into the game and can only be seen in concept art. However, it has been designed and considered to put in the product, so I'm gonna throw this in here. Now most of these were found in the Borderlands 3 official art book released by Gearbox themselves, and we're gonna take a look at our 4 Vault Hunters. We're gonna dive into Flak first, and as you can see, he was originally completely different. He was originally designed as a human, and as you can tell, this was very early in development, as there are echoes currently in-game going into Flak's lore and where Flak had a master which addressed him as Bot. Next up is Zane, and holy shit, his design change was pretty huge. My guy went from an old man cosplaying as Arthur Morgan to a young rich man holding a Hyperion. Also, since he was holding a Hyperion and looks very rich in general, I assume his story would have been completely different and he could have been related to Hyperion in some form. Now Amara really didn't have major changes, as you can see her theme definitely stayed very similar. And as for Mose, well, put it this way, I'm glad they stuck with what we have now. And finally, in the number 1 spot, y'all already know it, the Ascension Bluff Raid Boss. I said this list isn't in order, but the number 1 spot is an obvious exception. I'm sure you all know about it by now, but originally there was meant to be a raid boss in Ascension Bluff behind a locked door. This was shown in one of the gameplay videos released by IGN before the release of Borderlands 3, and when the time of release came around, the raid boss and the door itself couldn't be opened at all. However, the official Borderlands Twitter account did tweet this out, so the director's cut will have a raid boss, which is awesome. Anyway fellas, that does it for this video. Let me know what you think about the cut content, and if you enjoyed, hitting a like and hitting that sub button really helps out, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.